Hello, welcome back to That's English.
Yes, hello, how are you?
What are those cards, Annabelle?
Oh, they're tarot cards. I'm trying to find out my future.
You don't believe in all that superstitious rubbish, do you? Astrology, tarot cards.
Well, I usually read my horoscope. I always carry my lucky horseshoe. And, touch wood, I've been quite lucky so far this year.
So you are superstitious. I suppose you have a lucky number too.
Yes, I do actually. It's 13.
Well, you'll be pleased that today's episode is all about superstitions and fears.
Yes, while you watch, try and answer this question.
Why is Bill wearing red socks today?
I think you should apply for this new job.
I don't know.
It's good money. Well, what have you got to lose?
My present job is secure. I'd lose that security.
Fortune favours the brave.
I'd have to learn a new set of skills.
There's no gain without pain, as they say.
It's a dilemma. I just don't know what to do.
You could visit my friend, Eva. She's a tarot card reader.
You don't believe in that, do you?
Yes. She's very good. And she's an astrologer as well.
That's just superstition.
No, she's a proper psychic. I went to see her a lot when my grandmother died. I was really miserable. I cried and cried for weeks. Eva would always give me really good advice.
What sort of advice?
She's a sort of psychic who won't tell you your fortune or talk to the spirits, but she'll have a look at the cards and help you make up your mind.
Tarot cards, palm reading, astrology. They're just superstition. They're all irrational.
But you're superstitious.
No, I'm not.
You'll always go round a ladder. You'll never walk under it.
That's not true.
Remember when you bought your lottery ticket a couple of days ago?
I'll be back at 7.
Where are you going?
I'm going to buy a lottery ticket. I'm feeling lucky.
Well, that won't take an hour. You can buy a lottery ticket at the newsagents round the corner.
I'm going to the shop in Highview Road.
That's on the other side of town.
It's my lucky shop. It's the shop where I bought the lottery ticket when I won £500.
That was 2 years ago, and you haven't won since.
And I have to go on wearing my red socks. Look, they'll bring me luck. You'll see.
How can red socks bring you luck?
I was wearing these red socks when I won that money. I have to go on wearing them.
You are strange, and you look so normal. But I suppose you can't judge a book by its cover.
Okay, I admit that sometimes I'm superstitious. When I was younger, I'd always touch wood to keep bad luck away.
When I do the lottery, I'll always choose some 7s, because 7's my lucky number.
My friend will always choose the number 13. It's her lucky number.
I'm always a little bit worried on Friday the 13th. Last year, a very strange thing happened on Friday the 13th.
Let me save this customer before you go on telling us the story.
Did you get the answer to our question? Why is Bill wearing red socks today?
I was wearing these red socks when I won that money.
So Bill is wearing red socks today because he was wearing them when he won that money, £500 on a lottery ticket.
So he thinks they'll bring him luck.
Bill is still wearing his socks. This is a continuing action. In the video, we saw people talking about continuing actions.
To do this, we can use go on with a verb in the ing form. Watch.
I have to go on wearing them. Let me save this customer before you go on telling us the story.
Do you mind if I go on reading my tarot cards?
To talk about continuing actions in the past, we can repeat the verb. Watch.
I was really miserable. I cried and cried for weeks.
When I saw Bill's red socks, I laughed and laughed.
I'll go on explaining to our viewers while Annabelle goes on reading her cards. We also heard people describing repeated and habitual behaviour. Watch.
My friend will always choose the number 13. It's her lucky number. You'll always go round a ladder. You'll never walk under it.
Did you notice? Laura used will always to talk about a repeated behaviour in the present. For example, I'll always read my horoscope when I'm in the hairdresser's.
When we want to describe repeated and habitual behaviour in the past, we use would. Watch.
When I was younger, I'd always touch wood to keep bad luck away.
Eva would always give me really good advice.
My uncle would always carry a piece of coal through the back door on New Year's Eve for good luck.
And when I lived in Spain, we'd always eat 12 grapes at midnight on New Year's Eve for good luck.
Really? That's a nice custom. Let's get back to Cafe 27 and listen to Rob's story.
Yes, it happens on Friday the 13th.
While you watch, try to answer this question. Why does Jessica scream?
So, what happened to you on Friday the 13th last year?
Last year I went on holiday with my daughter Jessica. We rented a cottage in the country for a week. First of all, everything was fine. But then on the second day, we were eating breakfast when Jessica said,
Dad, I want to go home.
"What? We've only been here for one night."
I'm sorry, but there's something strange about this house. I want to get out of here.
There's nothing wrong with the house.
Last night, I was scared. I know there's some sort of spirit in this house.
You don't believe in ghosts, do you?
I couldn't see it, but I could feel it. And I thought I heard the voice of a boy. It sounded like an unhappy spirit.
I didn't hear anything. There's nothing to be frightened of.
I think some terrible tragedies happened in this house.
It's just your imagination.
Do you know what day it is today?
It's the 13th.
Friday the 13th. And terrible things always happen on Friday the 13th.
That's just superstition. Afterwards, I didn't think anything more about it until later that evening when Jessica suddenly screamed and screamed and screamed. Jessica! Jessica! Are you all right? What's happened?
Have you seen what's in the bathroom?
No, what?
There's a huge spider. It ran towards me.
I thought something terrible had happened.
It has! You know I'm terrified of spiders.
After that, I went back into her bedroom to say goodnight and to make sure she was all right. You okay?
I wish I was back at home.
Well, sometimes it can be scary being in a new place.
I don't like the country. I want to be back home.
What are you reading?
The Vampires. It's brilliant.
Well, you mustn't read books like that if you're afraid of ghosts.
I love vampire books. I've read Vampire 2 and 3. They're great. All my friends read them.
You should get some sleep.
Leave the light on, Dad. I don't like the darkness.
Finally, I went on reading my book, but the strange thing was, I felt a little scared. I even thought I heard voices. For the rest of the holiday, I slept with the light on. In the end, we both quite enjoyed it, I think.
I think most people are a bit irrational.
Yes, you're right. I'll go on wearing red socks for a big lottery win.
Well, did you find the answer to our question? Why does Jessica scream? Watch.
Have you seen what's in the bathroom?
No, what?
There's a huge spider. It ran towards me.
Jessica screams because there's a huge spider in her bathroom. Oh, you don't scare me. In Rob's story, he and Jessica use the prepositions in and at to express location. Watch.
We rented a cottage in the country for a week.
I wish I was back at home.
So we say in the country, in England, in Barcelona, but at home.
And they used on to express specific days or dates. Watch.
So, What happened to you on Friday the 13th last year?
First of all, everything was fine. But then on the second day, we were eating breakfast when Jessica said,
On Friday the 13th. On the second day.
And remember, we use in to talk about months or years. For example, in June, in 1999.
So, what month is your birthday, Annabelle?
It's in November.
What date?
It's on November the 24th.
And we use for to talk about a period of time. Watch.
we rented a cottage in the country for a week.
What? We've only been here for one night.
But at to refer to a specific time. At 2:30. At midnight.
We also heard people using prepositions like out of, into, and towards to express movement. Watch.
I want to get out of here.
There's a huge spider. It ran towards me.
I went back into her bedroom to say goodnight.
So we use out of to talk about leaving somewhere. For example, get out of the car.
And we use into to talk about entering a place. For example, we went into the house. And we use towards to refer to direction. The dog ran towards her.
But there is one exception with the word home. Jessica says, I want to go home, not I want to go to home.
I was walking down a road in the country. I saw a man coming out of the trees. He looked like a murderer. I ran towards the nearest village. Suddenly, a car came by. It stopped, and I jumped into the car. I looked at the driver's face. It was the murderer.
Very frightening, Ashley.
It was.
Now, let's see if people in the street believe in superstitions.
We ask, are you superstitious? In what ways?
I'm sure most people are.
Yeah. Walking under ladders, black cats crossing in front of you, walking over 3 drains.
I don't want to be superstitious, but sometimes, I get scared as well.
No, I'm not superstitious at all. I just take each day as it comes, and what will be will be. I don't believe in any good luck, bad luck thing. You make your own luck in this world, so I just go for it.
No, I grew up like agnostic, atheist, so I didn't really have a whole lot of superstition growing up.
No, not really, no. I think it's a bit silly.
No, not at all really.
No, again, no.
I can be, but not really. Without sounding cheesy and cliched, I think life is what you make it. And with all that fate and stuff, I don't really think that any part of my life is predetermined.
Sometimes I am, sometimes I'm not. There's always this saying about breaking a glass and 7 years of bad luck, but I don't believe it. I'm breaking too many.
You were wrong. Most people aren't superstitious. They think you make your own luck.
Anyway, according to my tarot cards, I'm going to be very lucky. I'll go on being a presenter for many years.
Well, that's good. Goodbye, everyone. Thanks for watching That's English.
Goodbye and good luck.